hit stream and record, and I just assumed that everything was set up. Probably move this a little. I didn't change my setup, but I changed my my mic way it was facing. All right. I think we're good. Yeah. Hey, like and subscribe. And if you haven't looked at my previous videos, please do so. I am trying to build a subscriber base. I am just starting out. I am just a little tiny baby streamer slash content creator. I guess this is a really good time to talk about who I am. I mean, who the fuck am I? See, I cussed again in the first minute. If I ever get a partnership or a partner with YouTube, I am gonna get demonetized. So I need to get out of that habit. Like and subscribe. That's what you're supposed to say within the first couple of minutes, not F-bombs. Get out of the habit. About me, I am a former chef. I am still a current business owner, though I don't make any money from anything because I'm not currently working on anything. I have at one point or another owned restaurants. I did logistics, in which that just means that I bought and sold shit. Damn it! No cursing. Keep it clean. Keep it clean for the YouTube filters. And then I started when I was like a teenager, just selling things, flipping merchandise like t-shirts, like the stuff that I would brand for friends, for like bands and things like that. I was heavy into the music scene in my hometown, and I was in a couple of bands myself, and so I knew how expensive it was to get t-shirts and hats made, and so I just started doing it myself. I have that kind of mentality when it comes to working. I figure if I can just learn to do something, I might as well just do it myself. And that served me well in my business affairs, and I've seen mild success, but a lot of failure. And I think I learned a little bit from it at this point. So I am here in my spare time, which ends up being a 3-hour block for about 3 days a week, around 11 o'clock to around 2 o'clock. I'm never really very strict about starting or ending at any particular time, so I just kind of pretty flexible. If the channel grows and if there is room for such things, like to have a regular schedule that is more comprehensive or whatever, then I'm totally down to do that. But this is just a funsies thing for me, so I want to just have a catalog of kind of like my thoughts, or like maybe not my thoughts, but like maybe my interactions with people, or maybe just sort of like how I engage with the community, and it would be nice to have just kind of like a working record of that, even if nothing ever comes from it. So that's the long and short of it. Today is sort of the same as always. Usually I do the first hour is reacting to things, and the second the second 2 hours, which totals 3 hours if you're good at math like I am, the second 2 hours are usually for video games. Whatever I'm feeling like. I try to stay pretty consistent, like not switch around a lot, but I've lately just been so very in tune with my ADHD in terms of like, you know, games that I've been able to engage myself in, or engage with, or like immerse, whatever, you get what I'm saying. So I've just been having trouble landing on a particular game. Lately I've been playing a lot of Armor Reforger, Delta Force, Marvel Rivals. Obviously I like a lot of shooters, isometric RPGs, AARPGs, Last Epoch, like the title of this stream, and Path of Exile, if they ever complete it or update it to a point where I want to play again. But I like games. Apparently this in my head is building me a gaming personality profile of it tending to like twitchy, responsive things that you really can tweak down to a very minute level. I guess that's the kind of stuff that I like. That makes it very simple. As far as today is concerned, I will be playing some Last Epoch, but the plan I might go a little into the second hour, because I discovered that there's such a thing called a MAGA chef. So like a chef that is part of the Make America Great Again crowd. and I just wanted to react to some of that stuff. If I can find it, I think I have some on TikTok, but we'll see. We'll see where we're at. I also have some flat Earth stuff that I think is pretty funny. And I'm not like a scientist. I would call myself a food scientist, but all armchair. I am not a scientist, and I don't have a dog in the flat Earth, globe Earth fight. But I know that the Earth is a globe and that flat Earthers are kind of weird, but that's fine. Again, we all cope in different ways. I just think it's very funny. I would like to take a look at some of those. And then I think the other thing, oh God, yeah, I just have kind of more proof about my claim from yesterday that private chefs are not exactly to be respected, and that's totally a generalization, and I'm okay with making it. But I know that there are exceptions to the rule. And then there's this lady that just like, it's just kind of one of those people that react like, but they just sit there going like, and then she duets it for some reason. So we'll take a look. It's about cooking rice. I have my own method for cooking rice, and I think that a lot of people do. So we'll see if that conflicts. I'm sure it will. And then Amy gave me a list of some of the bad TikTok chefs. I guess I could take a look at that and see if they might be worth a checking out. Marty and Elaine. I think I have a nose hair poking out of my nose. Ugh. It's me, Juliet. Okay. No, see, this is rage bait. Amy, you're giving me more rage bait. That's totally rage bait. Marty and Elaine, though. Come on. That's like it's like Kay's cooking nowadays. That ain't it. That ain't it, girl. All right, start this. Let's start this darn thing. See, I said darn.
The planet, jungles, oceans, even the freaking
darn.
Mariana Trench. But somehow we've...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The AI voice said freaking. I didn't... Is that like a thing now? Like AI is like... Yo. Oh, no, of course they can have like conversations and
jungles,
shit.
Oceans, even the
Wait,
freaking Mariana...
this is supposed to be the first...
Ever noticed how we've mapped out every inch of the planet? Jungles, oceans,
no,
even the freaking Mariana Trench.
No.
But somehow we've never seen anyone fly straight from the North Pole to the South Pole, not around it, not near it, directly over it.
I'm sorry. What is happening? Oh, they're playing copyrighted. They're playing copyrighted content, so I think people can't react to their shit. Because that's the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. Viral Reels 666. Either that, or they're just trying to make it go viral. But you wouldn't put like a Disney track in the video. You would have that be like the thing that comes up when you search for that track. You get what I'm saying? Like you would use the TikTok editor or the search function to manipulate what people see, so that if they're searching for that song, they would see this video. But that's not what's happening here. The music's in the video. Hilarious. I'm, as far as my understanding is, there are flights to Antarctica, right?
Now, before you say it's because it's cold or
North
planes
Pole.
can't
No,
handle the
North Pole?
poles, let's pause. We've sent rovers to Mars, but
What?
you're telling me we can't fly over the poles on Earth? Really? Turns out both the Arctic and Antarctica are surrounded by strict no-fly zones, like official ones. If you try to get permission, good luck. It's red tape city.
Okay, no,
so now
don't
I'm
play.
asking.
No.
We've sent rovers to Mars.
They're playing.
But you're...
The song is playing. It's gonna keep playing, and I'm gonna get the stream taken down. I don't want that to happen. As far as the poles go, I'm pretty sure you can either see or fly over the poles. And as far as no-fly zones, I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know enough about it to know whether or not that is true, but I know that we can see the poles, if not from planes, but then from space.
Shouldn't the north to south flight path be no big deal? Instead of flying in circles east to west,
you still got to navigate. Why is it lagging so bad? I think it's because I'm dual streaming. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you kind of have to navigate like weather patterns and like air traffic and things like that. So you can't just fly directly from one place to another unless that's what the flight plan says. But you have to coordinate with like a ton of different other factors that are engaged in air flight in order just to get from like Portland to San Francisco. So like, I don't know. I feel like there's adequate reason why that's not a thing. But didn't it say that there would be more? Oh no, it's just one of the things that I guess they say prove that the Earth is flat for some reason. So I guess these are all kind of mixed in, right? Did I just kind of like...
3 proofs that...
Yep, I just kind of mixed them all up together, which is fine. We'll just, I guess, have them all playing in the background now. Do you, now we're, okay. Oh, now oh, the internet is just dead now. Ooh, dead internet theory. You wanna play? You wanna play? No? Come on. Come on. Oh, right as it started playing, I reloaded it again. Oh no. My word. Just stop playing in the other tabs. Bastards. Oh, while I'm waiting for that to start, I can go to the channel and make sure that the game is correct for the stream. Really gonna make me wait? Whatever. Anyway, the point of all of this is that it's just reinforcement for why I say that private chefs are like the sort of lowest rung of the chef world. First of all, if you're a content creator and a chef, then you are not chefing enough. Like, things must be slow where you are, because that's not like, I find it hard to believe that you could be a chef who leads a busy enough life as a high enough quality chef that you can create produced videos like some of the ones that we're about to see, like this one for instance. That sounds harsh. I'm not really like, you know, that much of a chef in AZI, but I don't, and but I also don't think that you should be pushing yourself in some kind of prestige that you don't actually have. It's like stolen valor, you know, like the people that, which is a crime, but pretending you're a chef, I guess, is not a crime. But it should be, damn it. But if you notice, a lot of private chefs, and maybe we can search for like the hashtag private chef too, if we want to like really get into it. But the private chefs that you see that are content creators almost never have basic skills, like, and I don't mean basic chef skills. I don't mean basic chef skills at all. I mean basic like work skills. Like they have no sense of urgency, full of pride, full of ego. It's just like, yeah, I think that it is almost as important to call these people out as it is to call out, you know, like fundamental Christians who plan to bomb abortion clinics, you know, things like that. Charlatans, I guess, but the businessman in me says that if somebody's paying you like $100,000 to be a chef, even if you're not qualified, you're a chef. You know, like I probably wouldn't respect you if I was your subordinate or like cooking under you, but I mean, technically you're a chef. Chef is really just I don't know if, I think it might be either French or Latin for chief. So, I mean, it's arguable what the word chef really means. I have my own association with like why I respect the term, but I think that some people take it to an extreme and not in a good way. And so I think that sometimes we have to take it into an extreme in the good way in order to counteract that. Just like with, you know, talking shit about conservative stuff, you know, stuff like that. But this, so, okay, I mean, this encapsulates it perfectly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. What the fucking Betty Crocker bullshit is that? Like, it's like, this is like Cookout. And like, I'm gonna guarantee you that most of these guys are probably in their positions through nepotism. It's just like, you know, the record industry, just like sports, just like, you know, politics. Like the people that are the richest tend to have the most access to the areas that they are in, and if they're like a sports player, or if they're a big, like, my chair just kind of rolled back for no reason, a big like record producer or just a celebrity or something, then you have not only access and like connections and shit, but also the money to push things like that through. Like, you can hire an agent for your kid without blinking. Like, it's just something that just another expense of doing business. You can even write it off because that's probably part of your business, you know, or at least it counts for that kind of thing. There's lots of loopholes that rich people have to stay rich, and it's not a bad thing if you're rich, but you can't get. Ooh, I burped. I say something very consistently, and it might be like a catchphrase of mine. Maybe I can make a book of them, but I say that it is nearly, I would say it's conceptually possible, but it is practically impossible for a person to get rich without taking advantage of somebody. And, you know, could be someone using legal loopholes to take advantage of a credit card company or a bank. I would condone that. I don't condone that. I officially do not condone that because it is a crime. In the spirit of deciding whether something is more or less ethical, I would side way more with defrauding a bank than I would defrauding an individual. So, you know, it's kind of up for debate there, but either way, you have to take advantage of somebody along the way to get rich. And I mean like rich. Like, I mean never have to work a day in your life rich. I mean be able to take care of your next 3 generations kind of rich. So, private chef, whether you're getting paid for it or not, is not really a chef position. In general, chefs should be in charge of something. They should be leading a kitchen, they should be in charge of a business, or they should be, you know, a manager at a food production retail facility, something that gives them an authority over something, because the word chef does mean chief. And private chefs, depending on, I think once you hit like a large enough group size for clients, you're not a private chef anymore, you're now a caterer. And you can still call yourself a private chef, but you have the logistic concerns of a caterer now, because now you have employees. So you get what I'm saying? Like a private chef is really just a solo act. Even though I have been a private chef before, self-report, right? I'm just toxic enough to make it work. I actually still do catering, so it's all good. But it's just a one or two, like I've had jobs where I've worked with 1 or 2 other people, but it really is almost exclusively a solo outfit, and it's usually a person who can't play with others. And I think that's why I kind of have this sort of implicit hatred. But I also acknowledge that there are people from outside the industry who come into it and say that they're private chefs, and that's all well and good. And they're probably, again, this is probably nepotism. This is probably that they had the connections, or their parents had the connections or something, because it's all like just rich people trading each other jobs. That's all it is. And that's cool. I mean, if you have the means to do it, then do it. Just, I hope that you didn't take advantage of somebody along the way in order to do it. So that's just, you know, further proof of why I dislike the private chef industry, though it's not really an industry, it's more of a gig economy, gig job. Now, this is only 13 seconds, so I'll just let it play. This guy has a lot of the similar content, as you can see on the right side of the screen. I don't need to let it play because the music isn't, it's not important. It's just, you know, whatever. I think that's Eminem, which is hilarious. But so, I only had just like kind of one thing I wanted to say. It looks like this person is really trying to exude a type of power or masculinity, you know, donning the cap, like just, you know, muscles like tensed and like really, you know, being very like aware of his surroundings like an alpha male would, you know. So let's kind of engage in this narrative here, right? Okay, so this alpha male, I think people still use the word Chad. I don't know, I'm not sure. If you do, this alpha male Chad Sigma 2 Wolves guy, okay, so he's like, all right, I am tough, I am an authority, I am to be respected. All right, so let's set me up right here, right in the beginning of the Detroit sign. Okay, now I want to make sure you guys can see my hat. Can you see it? Is it on straight? Okay, now make sure that you put your makeup on me. Okay, I gotta make sure to get rid of this shine. Okay, so let's make sure there's no shine. All right, does anybody have any rice paper? The alpha male needs rice paper. Rice paper now. Thank you. And so let's blot. Let's get the lighting correct. Let's make sure that you have the cameras on. All right, I'm gonna do the power walk. I'm gonna do the man power walk. All right, let's do it. Look at it. All right, so and here we go. And power walk. All right, power walk. I'm having a conversation like somebody's interviewing me because I am powerful. You know, there might even be someone who's like, you know, doing, you know, one of those in the background, you know, so that it looks like I'm walking down a red carpet. I'm a celebrity. I'm a masculine, conservative man. And I am gonna walk down this Detroit sign because America is great again. Now, oh yeah, somebody notices me. My arms are flexing. We're flexing. There's no shine. I used rice paper. There's no shine on my face. I had to say hi. There's nobody there, but I had to say hi because it makes me look important. Okay? I'm looking down. I'm revering myself. I'm worshiping myself. I'm worshiping my own body. Yeah. Look at the camera. Give it a little knowing wink, you know, as if you were like giving away a secret, but not quite. All right, guys, I think that was great. Make sure you use the right hashtags. Okay, let's use hashtag what was it? Let's see. Let's use the hashtag Trump. Okay, let's use the hashtag MAGA because we really want to make sure that we use the right SEO for the right CTR. Okay, all right. Johnny, did you get that editing done? Okay, for the last 3 videos? It's not on my FYP. It's not on my FYP. All right? So don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. You're fired. You're fired, Johnny. Really putting to work that stereotype that white people can't dance, huh? I feel like you're personally insulting me. Like, is that still a thing where you have to, like, you get more engagement if you act like you're dancing in your videos? Because it looks like she's acting like she's dancing. Is that a thing? Is that, am I supposed to be doing that for SEO or something? And what is this, what's that? Oh, there's that, what is that self-target, target meme. It's crap. Okay, I can't find it. It's that one meme where the conservative like puts a target on their own head or something. It's funny, and I feel like that's exactly what's happening here. it's the Venn diagram between Christians and Republicans who do this kind of thing overlaps quite a bit. It is a characteristically Christian thing because it's all about persecution. It's recognizing that you're being persecuted for your faith, but if your faith is in Donald Trump, which I've heard many a person say, to my disappointment, but they've said it, and so that's where we are. But it's that kind of thing. It is a compensation, I guess. It's a well, I guess if you really want to talk about the root cause, it's a loss of control, either a verifiable, quantifiable loss of control or a figurative, metaphorical loss of control. But either through your family life, your deity, your school, whatever the institution is that you are a part of, it's either fear of losing control or having lost control. It's an insecurity, it's fear-based, and it doesn't excuse the dancing. It does not excuse... Oh, it's the Trump, that's what she's doing, God! Oh, that actually infuriates me. She's doing the fucking Trump dance. Is that a thing now? Is that, please tell me that's not a thing now. Well, it looks like the best reply got, or it looks like a highest voted or highest liked reply got a good, decent, can't speak, good engagement. Oh, here we go, hang on. Wait, what? Are you gonna talk? Is this a silent video? What's happening? Oh no, I ticked the... And now is it gonna take forever to... Oh no, we're good.
Number 1.
Okay.
Airplanes do not adjust the angle of their flight, which is strange.
What the fuck does that mean?
If the Earth were a sphere, they would fly into space. Number 2.
Oh, for the love of God. Okay, so I don't know how the arc, like, I don't know how it works like that, like in a scientific term, but I do know that planes don't just fly. Like, you can't use a straight line to describe the sky. Like, gravity is still a thing, and so everywhere you are in air, you're still drawn towards the center of the Earth. So level is wherever you are, level relative to where you are on the planet. Like, if you were to go straight from the sky all the way down to the Earth and you're level in both places, then congrats, you've gone down in a straight line. That's my understanding, and that's very strange that they would use these guys. Can't you get your video taken down or reported or whatever for that?
2. The temperature in Antarctica and the equator differ significantly, although the distance from these places is extremely insignificant.
I'm sorry? Wait, say that again. Say that. Say that one more again.
When you understand that the Earth is extremely insignificant. When you understand.
No, hold on.
Although the distance from these places.
Where is it?
Would fly into space.
No, it wouldn't.
Number 2. The temperature in Antarctica and the equator differ significantly.
Antarctica and the equator. If you're looking at a flat Earth map, probably. Right? Because then that would if you're on a flat Earth map, the equator would be directly through the center. How does that happen on a flat Earth map? Like, how does that work? Or maybe he's thinking of or maybe that's the map they're using, where it's like the side-on sort of view, and then they're saying that Antarctica and the equator, the distance is insignificant? Who would believe that? It's not insignificant. I believe it's thousands of miles.
Significantly. Although the distance from these places is extremely insignificant.
And why are they saying how many miles it is from the sun? He's talking about in relation to each other, not the sun.
When you understand that the Earth is flat, then everything becomes clear.
This is more confusing.
Number 3. If the Earth were spherical, ships would not even see lighthouses at night. But
okay, now that one's dumb as fuck. Like, the things do disappear over the horizon because of the curvature of the Earth. Fuck you. I'm mad already. I promise I won't get mad again. That was a knee-jerk response, okay? I haven't like really woken up for the whole day yet. I did wake up about 8 hours ago, but I haven't fully woken up. I can't think of any other excuse. I don't know. I'm rageful.
When you look at the solar system. Okay.
I'm really not a big fan of when somebody like starts a video like with this sort of smug like, I can waste time because I know I've got your attention. What I'm about to say, this is a mug. This isn't like a gun or anything. It looks weird on the camera, so I don't know. This is a mug, a coffee mug. Hold on. Let me, I just threw it away. Hold on. I can convince you that this is a mug. I know that it's not convincing right now, but I can convince you. Watch, just give me 1 second. Watch. I need to have the full screen in order to do this. Okay. I'm looking at the monitor still because I can't look you in the eye. Sorry. So imagine, okay, don't imagine anything, all right? I'm gonna convince you that what I had in my hand is a mug, and I keep throwing them away or dropping them. So just without further ado. And scene. I did it. I convinced you it was a mug. It's gone now, but we did it. Congratulations to me. No comments from the peanut gallery. Okay, so we saw someone getting ready to tell us a reason, a story. I'm out of breath now. I don't want to breathe into the mic like some kind of weirdo. What am I doing? So he's going to tell us a secret that has been revealed. He's going to unmask the hidden flat earth truth they don't want you to know. All right, let's find out.
There's 9 planets, right? According to Neil deGrasse Tyson, the alleged rapist.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, he just went from 0 to 60 in negative time. He takes a sip of his coffee and then instantly calls somebody a rapist. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't know what that's about. Neil deGrasse allegations. Drugged and raped. Oh, damn. Well, it appears... So it seems he was cleared. Okay. Well, I don't have a dog in that fight, but I think that it's not so controversial to say that people who have historically been known for very, very bad things were also capable of moving things like science and technology and art forward in ways that we can't deny. Who was it? Alan Parsons. I see the a lot of those like TikToks that say, and Candace Owens, that fucking talking head, she has recently claimed that NASA is a devil worshipping society because Alan Parsons had anything to do with it, which I find ridiculous. But there's a really good example there of how Alan Parsons was like a Satanist and like actually did the Moonchild ritual and did like all this, you know, magic stuff, and was like a member of the Left Hand Path with Aleister Crowley, quote unquote the most evil man in existence, a known Satanist, but that's arguable. He didn't believe in I don't think the concept of Satan, probably initially, but when he started following Telma, he was a little bit more into like Egyptian gods and stuff. Mostly sex gods, but don't need to really get into that. That's actually what the Moonchild ritual was, which I will not get into because I don't think you're allowed to talk about that on YouTube. Or Twitch, for that matter. I'm pretty sure that's just like a way not cool thing. But, again, point I made is that evil people can still move fields forward, and it's not honoring them, and it's not respecting them or revering them to say that they were responsible for said innovations. It's just acknowledging history.
They're all spinning in the same direction. You know the odds of that? 2 to the 9th power. 1 in 512. That's very rare. And by the way,
I'm gonna have to wonder where he came up with that number, because I'm gonna guess he's not a scientist either. Scientist Owen Benjamin. Sounds like an Indian scammer. Benjamin. Comedian. Podcaster. Piano billboard artist. Tallest known man alive that can't dunk a basketball. Conspiracy theorist and internet personality known for promoting white supremacy. Interesting. I don't, you know, trust Google to make my case for me, but the immediate point that he made was Neil deGrasse Tyson, the alleged rapist, is that, like,
conversation, do not say it was God's will, because if you use God, you have to read the Bible, and the Bible does not depict the earth as a spinning ball in a sea of nothing at all.
So okay, so we can't believe Neil deGrasse Tyson because he's an alleged rapist, even though he's fully qualified in his field. Everything he says has to be thrown out. We can't agree, or we can't believe anything about geocentricity because it's just not likely. The odds are crazy that it would happen. And you know, you can't say that God did anything because in order to do that, you have to like know God, or
it was God's will. Because if that 2 to the 9th power, 1 in 512.
Right, so it's low
rare.
odds.
By the way, do not during this conversation.
Oh, it's an aside. It's an aside. You can't say it's God's will. Who's saying that though?
Say it was God's will. Because
I guess maybe like Christians and flat earthers are not exactly the same thing. They both believe in fictional fallacies, but for different reasons. They do overlap a bit though, so I tend to lump them together. Perhaps that is my mistake. I love this user's name. Earth is flat. Very simple. Very simple. I like it. Straight to the point.
if you use God, you have to read the Bible.
See what I mean? Like, if you use God, you have to read the Bible. So that's like that sort of infallible religious gatekeepy sort of like, you can't disprove me because you're not religious. If you were religious, you would be able to find a way to disprove me, but then you'd be religious, so you wouldn't want to disprove me because you would, I don't know, we'd be families, we'd be fucking, I don't know.
The Bible does not depict the earth as a spinning ball in a sea of nothing at all.
I don't think it really addresses the shape of the earth a lot. The argument that I've seen from so-called globe heads, or I don't want to use the other word that's ableist and gross, but they use that suffix on that word globe in order to address people that, I don't know, are normal. I think most people
a spinning ball and nothing. Okay.
Or I think the most people that I've seen argue against it would say that that God doesn't really describe the shape of the earth much in the Bible. I think there's like maybe 3 entries on it in Genesis.
Listen, just please listen.
I'm not a biblicist.
All right, next
I'm not a bibliotarian.
Not a flat plane.
I'm not a
The entire Milky Way galaxy is a flat.
I don't know what a good term would be.
Want to talk about flat Earth? Oh, flat earthers, flat earthers.
Oh, come on, man. It's not flat. It is. Can't you see it from the fucking side? Like, come on, man. And it's not on a flat plane. It just happens to be doing what gravity dictates it do. It is in the Oort cloud. Oh, so I made that peak. Oh my god, that was a... Sorry if you're wearing headphones and listening to this. I will probably try to edit that out in the VOD. But that was quite a powerful diaphragmic utterance that I promise not to do again.
You're saying that after a Big Bang,
I get into it sometimes, you know?
It's called entropy, which we'll get to in a second. Somehow our galaxy...
My guess is if he cannot grasp one basic tenet of a globe-shaped Earth, then my guess is he probably also doesn't have any idea what entropy means. Just a passing thought.
It ended up being a perfectly flat plane where all the planets spin in the same direction. The odds of that are less than winning the Mega Lotto every single day for thousands.
Now, okay, I don't know much about geocentricity. I do kind of know a little bit about velocity and inertia. I don't know how gravity really affects that. I don't know how the makeup of the galaxy affects that. But my understanding, if I had to just rationalize why I think the planets are spinning in the same direction, is that that's how gravity works. Like if you have a... Oh, how would I describe this? If you have a... It's like a whirlpool, I would guess. So, like, if you have opposite forces pulling on something, and it's like going around something, and it's like, so you've got a little bit of gravity coming from other bodies here. It's minimal, but it's still a force, and you've got other gravity coming from the star here. I would assume that it would like lead to this sort of thing. Like you're I don't know if I'm describing that correctly, but so like think of this as like the center of the earth, like the tip of my finger. A little bit of force from the outside, right? And it's going this way. Imagine that this is the beginning of time, and this is just the first moment that everything, like God, quote unquote, hit the play button and everything started, right? So imagine that this is the tip of my finger is the center of a planet, and also this is, I assume this is why orbits work. So a little bit of force from the other spatial objects further out to space, and a lot of force from the sun, right? So God's hit the play button. Imagine we're starting from here. All the gravity is from here, but a lot of gravity from here. Pulling, spinning, a little bit of gravity. As it's going, not all of it, like the Earth or the planet itself, because it's in a let's assume it's like a liquid, because that covers both the firmament and how people describe space. It wouldn't move laterally. It wouldn't just like stay still and move, because it's got these forces being exerted on it, right? So it's got the star pulling at it, and it's got outer space from pulling on it. Weaker force would tilt it like kind of off its little path, right? It would kind of start to spin, right? And so if that's happening in what this man believes is 360 degrees on a flat plane around a star, then they would all spin the same direction, because they're all engaging in this. It's like a marble run. It's like what is it, like a kind of like gears. If you imagine the empty space in between planets being filled with gears, then they're all turning each other. That's what the force is. That's what the force looks like. The force of gravity on the space, on the body in space, the spatial body of the planet. It's like a gear turning it. You have a big gear in between the sun and the planet, and you have a small gear in between the planet and outer space. And so the small gear turns, reverse. Big gear turns very, very slowly, exerting very little force. Small gear turns very, very quickly because it's small, more force. So it's going around and around in response to the forces being exerted on it. That's my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now I'm out of breath again. I wonder if I can simulcast to TikTok too. They do live streams, don't they? I don't really use TikTok. I cross post when I make shorts, but I don't know too much about actual like how TikTok
works.
It's
a spinning sphere out of the chaos of the Big Bang. Okay? The size and weight of the moon, according to science, it is impossible for it to be rotated side angle.
Oh my God.
An asteroid. Okay? The odds that happened after Big Bang and just chaos.
What are we talking about?
The law of thermodynamics called entropy, which we'll get to in a second. Somehow our galaxy
he's all over the place.
A perfectly flat plane where all the planets spin in the same direction.
Not a flat plane.
Are less than.
Why is he talking about the odds of that? If anything,
understand that.
Hi, Minimode. If anything, what this tells us is that the near impossibility of us existing on the Earth is in itself a miracle of nature. Just saying.
Now look at the moon. The moon is a perfect circle.
No, it is not. It is covered in blemishes and pockmarks and craters. And I mean, yeah, it's not a perfect circle.
That happened after
Circles
the
are flat.
Big Bang and just chaos.
Okay, it didn't happen after the Big Bang. It didn't happen after the Big Bang. If I'm understanding correctly, the moon was created from a piece of the Earth that got either sloughed off or sheared off by a comet or something billions of years ago when the Earth was molten. And as it came off the Earth, it entered orbit and sustained itself, and space dust accumulated and shit, and now it's a fucking moon. Like, okay, it's not a circle.
Atoms and particles and dust and rocks colliding is zero. The odds are literally zero.
Okay, so he's talking about the Big Bang, and I assume that he's trying to boil everything back down to the singularity, which is a thing that both theists and flat earthers do pretty commonly. It's really like, I am not on that level of give a shit when it comes to whether God exists or whether the Earth is flat. Like, it could be revealed tomorrow that the Earth actually was flat and that they've been hiding several supernatural continents from us the whole time. And I'd be like, all right, cool. Book me the first flight out. I want to take a look. It would not shatter my worldview. I would not go and raid NASA. Whatever. Dogs are just like passed out. In that vein, if God came down and I peaked the mic again. If you're wearing headphones, I apologize. If God came down and said, hey yo, I'm real, what's up? You worship me or go to hell. I'd be like, are you the guy that did all the genocides and encouraged slavery? And if he said yes, I'd be like, I'm probably just gonna go to hell, man. I'd endure, eternal torment just to not be in the same room with you. I mean, you're like basically space Hitler or multiverse Hitler. Don't want to be associated with that. So, also, I mean, he made the guy, made him do all the things that he did. If he's omnipotent, all powerful, and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm a big fan of that. But I'd accept it. I'd be like, all right, dude, you have proven to me you are real. I will believe that you are real. Won't necessarily join your team, but that's a different discussion.
There's no force, there's no wind, there's no erosion, there's no water, there's no force acting.
Okay, I mean, I may be mistaken on this, but a 4? Is gravity a 4? Okay, see, I guess I was kind of right. Gravity is a force. That was my assumption. I didn't want to speak before. I didn't want to speak out of turn if I wasn't sure.
On that moon, that would make it
So I would say that, yes, there is a force acting on that moon, and that would be gravity.
perfect sphere. Next up, why are the craters all perfect
Gravity.
spheres? The way asteroids hit, side angle, we've never witnessed an asteroid, okay?
I'm sorry, what? We've never witnessed an asteroid? I'm sure we've witnessed millions of them. Hitting the moon, though? I mean, millions of them.
Force. There's no wind, there's no erosion, there's no water, there's no force
There's constant erosion. Water, why would there be?
acting upon that moon that would make it a perfect sphere.
Gravity.
Next up, why are the craters all perfect spheres? The way
They're not, by any
asteroids
means,
hit, side
at any
angle,
point.
we've never witnessed an asteroid.
We've witnessed plenty of asteroids. That's just untrue, what he's saying.
Okay? The odds that the spin of the moon is exactly the same speed as it rotates around the Earth, again, are
I'm gonna go ahead and say that if it is, it's because of gravity. If not, that's just how nature works. I would assume that because they're different masses, they probably don't spin at the same rate, and because they're different distances from the sun, so they have gravity acting on them in different ways. So it would make sense to me that they would be spinning at different speeds relative to one another.
zero. If it was 1/4 of one,
And the chances are not zero because it's happening. It's happening like you're on the ball that it is happening on. So
1 mile per hour different,
that's like when Christians say that the scripture proves the truth. That you're here proves the truth. That is definitely not true, but this is definitely true. That he is on a ball spinning in the earth proves that this is true.
it would
That's
slowly
begging the
turn.
question, I
The
think.
fact it doesn't, and there is zero physics explanations with the
Not
model
zero.
of gravity as we know it to explain why the moon, why its axis rotation is exactly matching it rotate around us so that we only see one side. Light being shined upon a
Oh, that is because of gravity. He's talking about the dark side of the moon. Like, that is because of gravity. It's not it's still not a fixed orbit. Like, what?
sphere
So
does
yeah,
not make
I think this is a little long. It's 9 minutes. I don't want to go through the whole thing.
Well, I do. And I'm not even...
Oh, okay, yeah. I want to hear about this.
From us. Well, I do. And I'm not even talking outside of the ice walls.
Okay.
The
Oh,
ice
wait,
walls
what?
that surround are
Not
level,
even
flat
outside of the
ground
ice walls?
and contain all the water of the oceans. No, I'm
Which is
talking
weird.
places like the North Pole where they just show desolate water, and maybe even
Okay.
places
What's
near
out there?
Australia. Because when you look at
Maybe.
old maps like this Mercator map from 1569, you see places like this, and when blown up, look
When
like this.
we hadn't
And
mapped
this
out the
North
whole
Pole
world?
where they show
When we
that
were just
desolate
learning
water.
what land masses looked like? My dude. History is not all happening all at the same time. This is not a conflicting map with whatever exists in modern time. Like, you're taking something from a time that we had no fucking clue what peacocks look like, and you're saying that it somehow disproves more modern maps that we can literally take in real time from fucking space.
no longer on the maps.
That's just stupid, man.
Now, did
That's just
this
plain stupid.
disappear, or are they just hiding what are
No, we learned more about the makeup of the world and what land shapes
compasses
were.
are drawn to in the center of our flat realm?
That's not magnetic north. The North Pole is not magnetic north. I don't know shit about this shit, and I still know that.
Because not only do they have treaties like the North Pole Treaty.
No! That was symbolic. That was symbolic.
Prevents any independent travel to this area, but they also spent millions.
They just had the last experiment, the final experiment or whatever. Like, people can go to Antarctica, people can go to the North Pole. They've been exploring that shit for dozens of years.
But in my opinion, it's to detect.
In my opinion, my God, you waited. Oh, he's religious too. What is that? What's the crossbar there? Is that like a? Is his shirt hiding like a barbell? I gotta see if his other images. Oh, he's green screening himself. Fucking weird. Okay, whatever. I can't see it in the.
If anyone's going towards that center.
Above the Arctic Circle comes the first film report of a 3,000-mile radar warning network across the top of the world. The distant early warning line, the dew line. In camps like this, from Baffin Bay across the continent to the Bering Sea, 5,000 men are working. With steam-assisted pile drivers,
I'm waiting to hear proof that we can't go there.
6 hours of warning of enemy attack.
He said we can't go there. He said, what did that prove? He said we can't go there. And then he played that clip. All the clip said was that they had a camp set up for early warnings from attacks.
That dew line just coincidentally happened to come a few years.
In 1,700 miles beyond the North Pole, he reported by. Why am I getting so worked up? Radio that he saw. I'm just like, I thought maybe that this was like 1,700. I'm reading. I'm reacting as I'm reading. That's an ADHD thing. I will not do that. During his Arctic flight of 1,700 miles beyond the North Pole, he reported by radio that he saw below him not ice and snow, but land areas consisting of mountains, forests, green vegetation. So like Greenland or Asia, like some parts of Asia. Saw a strange animal resembling the mammoth. What year? Who? Mr. Dew? Was it Mr. Dewline? I gotta know who this was. Who did this so I can actually look at his
cross to the United States. But in my opinion, it's to detect if anyone's going.
Okay, Dewline. Dewline. Who was the guy that did it? Who was the guy? Who was the guy? Who was the guy that did the dew line? Who was the guy that did the dew line? Let's look up the guy that did the dew line. Pine tree line. It doesn't. I'm not seeing a name attached to this. I'm really just skimming right here. If you see a name, let me know. Oh, here. I don't know. It looks like it was a bunch of people. I'm not really seeing a specific name or names attached to it. I'm not a speed reader. I'm just kind of like skimming this. I guess let's enter whatever he was talking about. He said something about. Oh, here we go. Radar dew line. Yeah. They were establishing the camps. Yeah.
Incidentally, happened to come a few years after Admiral Richard Byrd.
Admiral Richard Byrd. Admiral Richard Byrd. Okay. So Richard Byrd claimed to be the first to reach both the North and South Poles by air. However, there's some controversy as to whether he was the first person. Meaning historically, or just as like a noteworthy occasion? Oh, here we go. Josephine Ford. When he returned, yada yada yada. Oh, controversy. Erased sextant sites that differ. Okay, so there was some controversy over whether or not he reached the North Pole. So in this guy's bullshit video, we're just assuming that everything that Bird said was correct.
A flight to the North Pole and didn't report seeing ice and snow. But landed.
And my guess is, I'm trying to put myself back in that time. If I were a guy who had recently been disgraced after having poured so many resources into this project, I might try to sensationalize the news cycle that's still surrounding me by making fantastic claims that nobody can disprove. Perhaps setting the stage for some further expeditions that could fund my own endeavors. You know, clearly it's easy to see how that could have made the leap.
It is consisting of mountains.
Oh my God.
Forest, green.
I just saw one of his other videos.
In plain sight in movies. And when you
what?
Look at, like to put things in plain sight in movies.
What is that supposed to be?
And when you look at current maps or globes and they look like this, but they show us this. And when you look at the
I mean, I would say again, time gives us a better understanding of geology or geography. So it's weird. Why are these all silenced? What? Hang on. What are you trying to say here? Hold on.
If that's the moon.
Could be the moon, or could be an image of the moon reflected off the ionosphere or the moisture in the air. But go on.
And that's the sun.
Go on. Both have regularly been seen in the sky at around the same time of day, but please go on.
What is the other side of the world seeing right now?
Whatever's reflected off the ionosphere or the moisture in the air. Or nothing because it's nighttime. And the moon doesn't necessarily have to be up for it to be nighttime. Is that it? Is that the video? So he saw the moon and the sun at the same time, and that makes him think the world's flat. I'm flabbergasted. My gasts are flabbered. Or wait, no, flabbergasted? It would mean that my flabbers have been gasted. My flabbers have been gasted. How? Wait, there's probably sound to this. Why is it all muted automatically? Shorts doesn't do that, okay? So, shout out to Shorts. Hashtag Shorts.
These low-flight jets proves that Earth has no curvature.
How?
They never dipping the jet fighter craft's nose down. It is necessary to adjust with the Earth curvature if the Earth indeed has curvature.
What?
As a matter of fact, they fly straight towards their destination without any adjustments to the so-called Earth curvature.
Well, they have gyroscopes that, keep them in gravity. Like, they still abide by the laws of gravity.
Then they must follow the curvature by dipping the craft's nose down, or else they will fly straight to space and beyond.
Why is this a thing? Why is that? Why do people just not understand how planes work? Not only is the curvature of the Earth so mild if you're in something small like a goddamn plane, even if you're traveling really fast, that you would never have to dip your nose down, but also, not only are there gyroscopes in the plane to keep it oriented, there are exerting forces of gravity that keep the bottom of the plane like pulled towards the center of the earth at all times. Just because, like, if you imagine something like flat that's abiding by the forces of gravity, and you have a single little pebble that is the gravitational force of the sun, that it's gonna go like this, as if it were fixed by wires, not on water. Like, it doesn't go like, whoop, whoa, oh, hello. That's just not a thing. I don't know. You'd have to be quite lacking in your education in order to believe that, if I was to put it kindly. Now, this is actually something, a tip that I support and that I fully endorse, and they got it. This is a beautiful video. I love it. Very concise, 13 seconds, and it's an amazing bit of advice.
Hate the smell of garlic?
If you don't like the smell of garlic, I love the smell of garlic.
Or silver spoon. Then rinse. That's it for today.
So there's some kind of reaction that happens with your skin and metal and that odor of garlic. It's the same thing with like onions and things like that. Sulfuric compounds dissolve when they hit a certain metallurgic alloy. I don't know what the specific mixture is, but I know that there's a thing called stainless steel soap, and it's for people who work in the restaurant industry. I never used it because I love when my hands smell like garlic coming home. But if you are very self-conscious about that kind of thing, then I could understand, I guess, wanting to take that smell away. But stainless steel does it, and that stainless steel soap, I don't know if it has elements of silver in it, but whatever reaction it creates or it utilizes is very good for getting any smells. Honestly, you could probably also, like, if you got sprayed by a skunk or something, you could probably help get rid of it with both lemon and or like stainless steel soap. And that kind of like that pays a little bit of credence to the idea that like a tomato bath is like what you would always see in the commercial or in the cartoons from back in the day as a way to get rid of skunk smell. Kind of the same concept. There are compounds in whatever is in the tin, both the tin of tomatoes, because back in the day you used to only be able to get tomatoes in tins, and the skin and the smell, whatever compounds are there in the skunk. And they don't necessarily have the same chemical makeup of like onions and garlic, but it is a similar thing, an odor that's hard to get rid of, that there are very simple ways to manage getting rid of. Pretty cool. Science is, and I would call that food science, right? I'm just loading a little mini bowl here. But yeah, so that's, I really appreciate good, like, videos that have really good advice, and that is really good advice. It's something like really, really simple that it only took 13 seconds to explain and was just kind of like a biff bam done. Biff bam done? Talking comic book or something? But yeah, that is sort of my favorite feel-good kind of content. And I think that person has like kind of a lot of videos, so I'm excited to watch more. I'm gonna move on for now, but yeah, I like that advice. Very good advice. Was that Chef K? Chef K. Now, Zakarian, if you've ever watched Iron Chef, Zakarian's been on a few times. He, I think, was at one point Iron Chef America. Maybe like the second time around when they did the, I don't know if I'm talking close enough to the mic. Everything's a little cramped up here. I moved my monitors a little forward so I can manage the cables easier, and I am now dealing with a little bit of a dearth, if I can use an interesting word. A bit of a dearth of, I think dearth is abundance. I think it's, let's just say that I think that dearth means less. with a dearth, it's my own definition now, of desk space. So I'm trying to manage it, and it's not easy because I like having a lot of room to spread out. You know what? That's all right. You know, we all make sacrifices for the things that we love, and I love maintaining my equipment. God damn it. All right, so again, Zakarian is like sort of an Iron Chef type, which means he's probably got a pretty big head about cutting onions. So let's see what his advice for a way to cut an onion is. He says there's 2 ways. The thing that instantly throws a red flag up for me about this guy, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be lazy and slouch. I'm actually just trying to be more intense, but it comes off as like the camera's like in a weird position, so it just comes off as me going like, "Oh, I'm out of frame. Hello, everybody." Oh, I burped again. Pardon me. So what throws up a red flag for me immediately is the way that he goes about trying to peel the outer skin off the onion. You'll notice what I'm talking about.
All right, this is how you cut any onion. So
just this. Just what? Right? What are you doing, man?
So any onion, I keep it peeled. It's a white onion. There's all kinds of wives' tale about keep a wet cloth, put it in the freezer.
Maybe he's just trying to keep his hands busy while he's talking, because that's a thing. So fidgeting, he's fidgeting. Maybe that's what he's doing. Hang on, I just have to light this candle. I promise. It's a candle. But also, I have to, make sure to do all that stuff off screen too, because that will very easily get you demonetized on YouTube. But what I will do for now is I will say cheers. Reply to your comment. Making a joke at someone's expense, comparing someone with the most evil man in modern history are not the same thing. This guy I'm arguing in the comments with about, like, I made a point on one of my other videos saying that someone was saying that, like, oh, you guys are trolling conservatives, and I was like, I mean, I'm not over here making not me, but speaking as the group that they're talking about, I would say that, we're not over here making fully produced videos and starting like movie companies and stuff to own the libs. Like, that's just only one side that really does that, the side with the persecution fetish. And he's just like, being ignorant. Let me take the camera. I will say cheers, and then I will turn off the camera for 1 moment. For no apparent reason at all. You can't claim you heard anything. Man, I don't know why, but I feel like sometimes things hit a little more hard when you've just cleaned the glass piece, which makes me a little confused because that doesn't feel like that's how that's supposed to work. It's almost like seasoning like a cast iron pan or something, even though it sounds gross because like the bong water is disgusting, like it smells disgusting and it just like ugh. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's absorbing more of the smoke when there's like more particulate in the water, but that would be a bad thing for the effects. So it's probably overall just better to keep your stuff clean. That could be my little jingle. Keep your stuff clean. Okay, fine. You know what? Fine. It won't be. That won't be my jingle. But I do believe that keeping things clean is important. Maybe I won't sing that again because that was a little weird. Called for, but weird. All right. Camera back on. I will let it play while I go get some more water. 4 minutes. Fuck off.
You know, maybe a good cry is what we all need. So I don't do anything. And if I tear up, I tear up. I get emotional. Okay. So this is a white onion. So sweet onion, Vidalia. There's so many onions. Georgia onions. That's
not a good personality.
I just got this in the supermarket. Very inexpensive. Notice, very heavy. It means it's not dry. It should be heavier than it looks. I'm going to take this and cut right through like the leek. Watch your fingers. Right through the stem. I haven't peeled it yet. Okay.
Like he thinks that people just know what fucking leeks are. Like, come on, dude. I do, but
off the end, not the stem side. Okay. And the used by expiration
what the
date,
fuck are you doing?
Dahlia, there's so many onions. Georgia onions. That's fantastic.
Trying to cough not directly into the mic.
Very inexpensive. Notice, very.
So his detail about heavy onions, like that just kind of shows how fucking rich and out of touch the guy is. You go and you get the onions you get. You cut the bad parts out if you need to, but you're using the onion you got. You don't just like have the luxury all the time of picking fucking like delivery produce level produce, to be redundant. He also like cut so, and then he's cut right through like a leek. Fuck off.
Right through the
to everyone, leeks are more expensive than onions. So you're gonna see them way less in grocery stores. You're gonna see people using them way less. Home chefs not even knowing what leeks are. If he's trying to tailor this, I'm petting my dog. I'm not like dancing or anything. If he's trying to tailor this towards people who don't know how to cook, then perhaps he should bring it down just to like maybe like a middle class, expectation for who's gonna watch this fucking video.
Okay. Then what I do is I take
I haven't peeled it yet in case you're too stupid to know that.
A little tip off the end.
Okay, hold on. Did he just commit a cardinal?
Right?
Ah! Okay. Maybe not, definitely. He didn't slide his hand along the knife, but it was enough to give me shivers. Again, only a fucking rich guy would be cutting little bits off the onion for presentation. That's what he's doing. It's because he's on TV. I mean, not really. He's on TV and he's got to make, things look media ready. And so he's like, oh, but if I ever caught a chef, a cook who was working for me, doing that to like produce that I was, trying to cost control, I would be upset about it. I would probably not respect that decision very much.
Not the stem side. Okay.
Don't cut a little off of anything. Why are you cutting something off when you're going to be removing the fucking skin in the first place?
And then what I like to do is you go at this point, you want to then peel it. Now,
did he have like a minimum time that he had to like adhere to for like a contract or something for whoever the person is that's sponsoring this video?
There's a couple of layers here. As we get to know the onion, it reveals itself in another layer.
I bet you he's filming this in like Martha's Vineyard at his like summer home.
It's very poetic. I like to take the top and then the second layer under there. You might think you're wasting a layer.
I like to take, like those aren't just how it's done.
Okay, but you really want to get this. It's very rough and it's hard to get a good cut. Now notice that is the stabilizer. So at this point.
So here's what's wrong with this. Nobody does this. Nobody leaves. Oh my god, I have one like wild nose hair that is because I'm old. If you couldn't notice, I'm like 1,000 years old, and so I get nose hairs just like an old man does. And there's one in particular that keeps popping up from time to time that tries to play footsie with one of my mustache hairs, and it creates the most insane itching sensation when I already have allergies and hay fever and asthma and all this like stuff that already messes with my sinuses. Now I sound like an old man.
Two things.
But
now,
nobody does this.
If you want to melt this, what does that mean? If you want it to melt in the sauce and go away, right? You cut it like this. This is
what was that?
Against the grain. You see these grains here?
Did I?
Right?
Oh.
There's grains in an onion.
Did I not
right?
do that?
You can see it, like in a flank steak, right? See those onions? That's a grain,
Weird.
north to south. If you want it to go away, you will cut it like this. Meaning, if you want this to melt,
What is? I'm having trouble understanding.
Against the grain, it exposes the grain, it cuts the grain, and it softens the onions quicker.
Man, it's like less than $1 for an onion. It's less than like. It's probably about 60 cents an onion, and it's cheap enough that if you bought a bulk bag, you could probably pay $3 for what, like 10 onions, something like that. It's not expensive to buy onions. Nobody gives a shit about whether an onion's gonna melt into the sauce or be present. What the fuck does that even mean? It takes time and temperature to denature proteins, by the way. Just as a point, for no reason. I'm just mentioning it off the top of my head to be cute. That's it. But it's a thing. So really the only thing that matters when in terms of cutting a vegetable, it's 4 minutes long to tell you how to cut an onion. I can tell you how to cut an onion in 60 seconds. You cut the top of the onion off, you cut the bottom of the onion off, make sure you have a sharp knife, cut the whole thing in half, go at it from one side, and then try to go at it from the other side, chop it the last dimension. So if you did it X and then you did it Y, now do it Z, and then complete the onion by giving it a thorough chop through. Bada bing, bada boom. Chopped onion. If you want to get a dice of an onion, you will have to be more careful about your horizontal and vertical slices, but that's about it. Then you just do the Z, and then when you get down to that little nubbin, if you really want presentation to matter, you toss it, use it for soup or something like that. Or if you want to like just make it look like the rest of the stuff that you just chopped, just give it a little rough chop and then go through everything with a knife. Easy fucking peasy. It doesn't take 4 fucking minutes. I was at that for 30 seconds.
If you want, say you're making French onion soup or soupe à l'oignon française.
Oh, you know what? He's probably getting paid by the hour. He's probably charging per hour for this. That is my guess. And I can tell you for making videos both an hour long and down to 60 seconds long, all fully produced and both not produced at all, there would be a lot more hourly pay in a 4-minute video as opposed to a 30-second video. So I see you, Zakarian. You ain't my Iron Chef. If you have been on YouTube for any length of time, you've probably seen this guy. I'm guessing, because I recognize the name from a while ago. I don't know what his story is, but I know that I've seen the name in like Vine circles, in like YouTube circles with shorts. Sorry, I'm burping. Dad, or not dad, not an actual dad, but old enough to be called a dad. The dads just like are always doing dad things, groaning when they get up, you know, talking to their pets like they're people. Jeffrey, I said stop it, kind of thing, you know. And in my oldness, I don't know who this is, but I know I've seen them. So if you know, let me know. But I know that that's a person that has been, maybe they have like a brother or sister that has done stuff. But I think they were popular at some point. Anyway, I'll let them talk about reverse sear for a second, but I also have a philosophy on steak that I'm willing to share.
For a long time, I didn't even know what reverse searing was, but once I tried it, I got the best crust I've ever got. Start by generously seasoning your steak all over with salt and pepper. And don't forget about the sides. Place it onto a sheet tray lined with a wire rack and cook.
If you joined in between the beginning and now, first off, I hope you're doing well.
To get your crust, add
Second,
some oil to a
I will get to Last Epoch, but that is the secondary priority of today's stream. Just mostly just wanted to have fun discussion to myself mostly, but
I dare you to
everyone else is welcome. But I also did want to run some monos, and I will not have time to do it any other time like right now, so might as well take advantage, right? Why not? Anyway, he just kind of, he doesn't really say how to reverse sear, but he says that he old man aftershock. Now he doesn't describe how to reverse sear, but he says what he likes about reverse searing. If you're not familiar with it, it is a method of cooking a steak that he showed again in reverse, just like a regular steak for some reason. And you take the steak, you season it, you pat it dry, whatever, treat it like how you normally would a steak. Oh, I had to crack my neck. Oh, that felt good. I have been slouching. I said I wasn't slouching, and then I started slouching. I think I was a little self-conscious about it. And so I just started doing it. Like when they say, don't think about pink elephants or something like that, and then you think about it all day. Anyway, so reverse searing is where you take a piece of steak, you treat it like how you normally would, season it, all that kind of stuff, and then you put it in an oven and you slowly get it up to around the temperature that you want. If it's my scale for steaks, which is the real scale, just like how, you know, fundamental Christians say that their God is the real God. It's not the real scale, but it's the scale that I've found success using when I've worked in restaurants, so take that how you will. 118 to 120 is when you would pull it for a medium rare. You'd let it rest up to 123 to 125. I would then go up by 10-degree increments. So, you know, 135 would be medium and 145 would be medium well. And then 155 well done, which shoe leather, but if that's how you like your steak, that's how you like your steak. I don't care if you put ketchup on, as long as you're paying me the money for it. Out the door. But reverse searing is where you take it, put it in an oven, let it come up low and slow to around the temperature you want it, then you'd bring it up to like a cast iron pan, like he's showing here. Somewhere right there. You then put it in a cast iron pan because they're usually well seasoned, they retain a lot of heat, and they can, like, that carbon really helps the Maillard effect happen. So you would just sear the shit out of it, and the searing would then bring it up to the end temperature that you want. Bada bing, bada boom, perfect, easy, very foolproof. I agree that it is, I guess, an easier way of cooking a steak. And for that matter, so is sous videing. I have carpal tunnel, so that's why I'm moving my arms around and shit. I'm trying to beat the arthritis before the arthritis beats me. But yeah, hey, more old man shit. But so, hello. Okay, don't go crazy. Chill out. You're good. She is. I don't know how to explain how explosive the energy she has is, but we'll just be chilling. Like, she'll be like spread across me on the couch, like patting her belly and like giving her scratches and stuff. And she'll be like almost passed out, and then she will explode off of me and jump and run through to the backyard, and then run right back. Yeah, she's insane. Insanely cute, but also insane. But also she's crazy. So yeah, I agree with reverse searing. I think it's cool. I think it's like a good concept. And if you're scared is a relative term. I don't mean like scared little, you know, whatever. I just mean if you're not comfortable with the idea of cooking a steak normally, which normally again is subjective, but I would argue that normally is either in a pan, hot pan until it's done, or on a grill until it's done. That's, any other cooking method is honestly welcome, but those are the most accessible to the home cook. Like you have to have equipment for, you have to have the cast iron pan. Sorry. You have to have the cast iron pan for the searing. And it will work in like a dollar store pan too, but just not as good. And you can't get that TikTok quality without a good pan for it. And so you kind of want that. Sous videing, kind of the same. You can roast a sous vide like roast or like a loin of something, but it might overcook. Ovens tend to cook things a lot slower than stovetops do. It seems weird, but there's thermodynamic reasons why, and there are the best case scenarios for, or best case use cases for each. Sorry, rambling on. But my preferred method is really just pat dry your steak. This nose hair is fucking killing me. Pat dry your steak, season it, let it sit for a bit, pat it dry again, get it into a pan that's nice and hot, and just don't touch it, and let it sit for, you know, whatever amount of time allows it to get the best color. Turn it over, do the same. Empty out the pan if you need to, because the stuff on the bottom might burn if you use like steak rub or Montreal steak rub or Santa Maria or something like that. A lot of people like to use coffee rubs. I like to put porcini dust and MSG on the outside. Everyone does their own thing. But if you know, end up with burnt stuff on the pan, this nose hair, oh my god. If you end up with stuff on the bottom of the pan, you might want to wipe it out just so that the other side doesn't get burnt stuff all over it. Anyway, you're done with that. Either finish it on the stove top, which just means you have to watch it a little closely, more closely than you would otherwise, or you can blast the oven to the hottest temperature that it'll go, nice and early, so it has about a half an hour to preheat, and then you just shove that bitch right in there, and you let it finish right on in that hot air, hot air, and it is done when it feels the texture that you like the most, and that will take time to learn, but the muscle memory is going to be a hell of a lot quicker than a thermometer. I would always recommend having one to make sure that your food is safe to eat, especially things like chicken where you're not used to using feel. But I also think that for a steak, something that you can eat rare, it is absolutely okay to try and develop the muscle memory to get the texture that you want. I would start by going by the temperatures, like medium rare, all that kind of shit. Totally. But I would develop your own sort of feel for how it feels coming out. And getting your hands dirty, touching the beef, as long as you're not serving it to anybody else, as long as you're, and if you are, then washing your hands before and after. But, or wearing gloves. But yeah, you should feel what you're about to eat, and you should sometimes eat with your hands. I fully am a huge proponent of eating with chopsticks, eating with your hands, getting like down and dirty with your food, and making sure that you understand textures and flavors in a tactile way. It's part of the experience. I'll stop soapboxing. So here again, I don't necessarily need to play this. I can click away once I'm done explaining. The thing that I don't like about this, as I said before, is that these guys are creating content. They're not cooking anything. Yes, I mean they are, absolutely. They're cooking something, but it's not an honor, or it's not a respectful thing to the process one goes through to become a notable chef. I'm not just saying any chef, but a notable chef. It doesn't respect that process to boil it down to simply putting on a jacket and calling yourself a chef, which is what a lot of these guys do. And so it is not necessarily beholden to me. It is not my burden. It is just something that I think is important. It is important to at least state this and perhaps put the question into people's heads, why do we value this so much, and why does it seem like there's so much nepotism and like, because this is, it's, if he's mentioning NBA client, I'm guessing either he's, you know, a chef that studied at the CIA who is actually a, you know, like a private chef, you know, has been doing this stuff for years and hangnail, and landed a big client and, you know, wants to demonstrate cooking skills on TikTok, then fine. But I watched some of this and I'm looking at, so he's got, you know, he's got the fancy knife, he's got the fancy jacket, and, you know, he's got the fancy, you know, pasta pot filler, cutting on whatever that is. I hope that's not like granite or slate or something, because that is a very fancy knife. But the point is, he's taking his sweet ass time. There is no sense of urgency. There doesn't even seem to be interest in what he's doing. And I'm not gonna call somebody's like, maybe that's just, he's a stoic guy, you know? Like, maybe that's all it is. But also, I wouldn't be boiling potatoes before roasting them. Like, there's absolutely no reason to do that. That's extra steps that a chef would not take. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't. And what were you putting on those potatoes? Were you putting oil on those potatoes? Unnecessary. Like, I can tell you exactly how to roast potatoes. Crank the oven, 450, 500, almost as high as it'll go. Toss whole potatoes in a mixture of oil and salt, and then whatever herbs and spices you like, and roast in the oven until done. Takes about 20 minutes. Then you flip them around, like mess with them, make sure they're not sticking to anything. Ideally on parchment paper, that'd be great, but sheet pan's just fine. Put down tin foil if you want to just throw that away at the end. Easy peasy. And then just roast until they're done. Like that, it's not hard. If you want to make them like softer and creamier in the middle, and you're obsessed with that sort of like French fry texture, all you have to do, put them in for a little bit, put them in the fridge for about like 20 minutes, half an hour, then put them back into the oven, and like make sure they're not, you know, sticking or anything, and you've got a very similar to French fry effect right there. I mean, that takes like, if you get it going early, it takes maybe half an hour. Like, there's just nothing to it. Anyway, so like, I don't know, fancy jacket, you know, he seems well manicured, so he probably like either has some skills himself, or he has a family member, or he pays a lot of money to get his like facial hair done, piercings, the diamond. Like, you also shouldn't be wearing jewelry ever if you're in a kitchen. Also, you're supposed to roll these up. The whole entire goal behind these is to, it's gross, but it's like to catch food particles before they fall. Like, if they pop out and like hit you or anything, they don't necessarily fall in. They've lost their meaning over the hundreds of years that people have been doing this, but that's originally what they were for. They're also there for hiding like mess. So every part of the chef jacket is meant to hide mess. So the jacket there, the Chinese buttons here, are reversible so that you can hide mess on either side of the chef jacket, and just flip it when you do touching tables, which is when you go and meet guests, which most chefs should do. Hey Forrest, what's up? And the lapel being bent like that is also meant to catch like food stains and food mess. Typically a chef will button it up before they go out and touch tables, and if they spill like on the lapel, that hides the mess. Otherwise, conversely, if you button the top button when you're cooking and you get mess anywhere near your lapel from like tasting, then you can fold that down, and it's more of a stylistic choice. But again, the point is that every part of the chef jacket is meant to like be able to be modified to hide mess. Ultimately, they're supposed to be cheap and easy to put on and remove, so you can just take the whole thing off if it's just covered in shit, which hopefully it won't be, and hopefully not literal shit. That would suck. And yeah, I don't think you'd be a chef at that point. I think you'd be like more of a sanitation worker, right? Anywho, I would roll these up because they're long enough that he's going to get those things lit on fire at some point in his career if they have not already. But you see, like, what I mean is, like, he's put together, you know? And, like, again, I feel like the only people who can really be, like, private chefs for NBA clients are, like, rich people's kids, rich people's family, people who have close ties to rich people. Like, it's not, I don't know if that's the definition of nepotism. I think it is, or maybe it's just getting your family in on like work or something like that, but that is my understanding of it. So it seems almost grotesque in a way that the people who are already in a position to have advantages that others don't have, which is fine, free market, whatever. It is a little grotesque, in my opinion, that they would then seek extra recognition, clout, money, sponsorships from people that don't know better about this type of situation based solely on the fame attached to it. I think that's like, there's something shady about that, you know? It feels a little like, I don't know, it feels like underhanded, you know? But time will tell. I mean, I don't know what the intersection is between recognizing skill and just saying, yeah, that guy's like some guy's son. But I'm willing to discover it, I guess is the overall spirit to my message. Best food culture. I mean, that's like a couple of different aspects, right? Like one aspect of food culture is like kitchen culture, like where the most vibrant scenes are in terms of like what the chefs are doing or like innovations or things like that. And then there's the diner side of things where it's more about the experience and it's more about the flavor and like the overall feel to things. So like, I mean, a place like, I don't know, Thailand would be amazing for its street food culture and how casual everything is. Like everyone, you know, just kind of shares shit and like hangs out together. Japan, again, for like the same thing, but a different feel. Like it's more of a like you go to yakitori joints or you go to like sushi houses or you go to like ramen places. In Spain, it's much less of a diner thing. Like you really just kind of cook at home or you eat at like a local neighborhood restaurant, but it's more chef driven. So like the guy cooking at the local restaurant is like a 3 Michelin star chef and he's got like these innovative ways of making desserts and things like that. I guess if there's like a tier list that I'm just imagining in my head, I would say that the only thing in S tier that belongs in S tier is a country that incorporates the most different cultures into its own. And I don't know if that's still America on top, because we were at some point, because we had, you know, the whole melting pot idea where every culture comes in and influences everything that ever like that develops from then on. But I don't know, there might be a country that has surpassed us in both aspects of culture, because we end up with the generations, as horrible as it was slavery, we end up with the generations of people that, you know, come from that time who carried this culture with them, and now that type of food is revered and not considered to be lesser than. It's actually more than like a cheeseburger or a hot dog. If I am going to a place and I'm getting, you know, things like chitterlings that don't taste like poop, I am in fucking, pun intended, hog heaven. But things like that. Over time, it became America, but I don't know if it's still America. So I don't know. What aspects do you think are important in calling something a food culture? Or what do you think are the important factors that make the best food culture? Is it scene? Is it skill? Is it interest? Or attention by the media or government? Like in terms of, you know, creating more of an environment for these types of things? You know, what do you think's important? Maybe then I can better answer your question. How about that? So she's saying this is sort of a half of this is just sitting there and staring at the screen, which is never something that I enjoy on like shorts or TikToks or anything like that. It's like the reaction content that's just made to farm like you know, subscriptions to some kind of service or something like that. The date of the meal? I'm not sure I understand. I'm sorry. The date of the meal. But I'm glad I was still able to answer your question, whether I meant to or not. So she's responding to a private chef who has kind of a weird take, which I will appreciate that.
Fill up a pot of water. Yes, a pot of water. We're not measuring anything, and you'll see why in a second. Once your water is boiling, you're gonna add
So not a weird start. I understand this is not the way that everyone does it, but it's not a weird start.
White rice, you're gonna cook it for about 10 minutes. Basmati rice.
The timing,
brown rice, which is
the way that she's assigning a time to it's a little strange, and then her distaste for brown rice is a little strange. Now you didn't see it here, but because she cut it right there, she says something about. Let me give it a rinse.
Like you would pasta.
See, she cuts away here after a second. But you're not supposed to rinse rice after it's done cooking. That's like rinsing pasta, and like an Italian grandma would probably like slap you for it or something. I don't know. I'm not like a gatekeeper when it comes to food, but there's like weird things that people do that you just don't really need to, and that's rinsing rice after it's cooked. Rinsing it before it's cooked is a thing, and that is a really a well-known way to make sure that your rice cooks evenly and that it doesn't clump up. Then you get like actual individual grains of rice. Beautiful. That's a great thing to do. I would rinse at least twice. But I don't get giving it a rinse. I have heard people boiling rice, though weren't you supposed to put it in boiling water? I think she did. I think she put it in boiling water. I can't speak English. Yeah, once your water's boiling. Okay. But so yeah, and then like it's all watery and I don't know. That's not her. I think that's the other lady trying it. But what is that? Like what? Where's the rice?
Y'all, I was very conflicted by this process, but I did what she told me to do, and I boiled.
And you don't salt your water because that affects the starch development. That makes the proteins untenable, and they will turn to mush. You don't want to season your rice. You can put herbs and spices, but nothing that's gonna chemically alter the makeup of the rice. So no alkalis. You don't want to put baking soda unless you're making rice pudding, which is delicious. So she makes it. She doesn't like it. She says it's undercooked. Now, there's a couple components to that. It might not actually be undercooked because what we are used to as Americans, I can say this being a millennial on the side really close to Gen X, that, you know, I grew up in a sort of the end of the culture where you ate vegetables from a can and like the green beans, and you thought that green beans were always supposed to be mushy, and then you had like a fresh Blue Lake bean like sauteed in butter with some lemon, and you're like, whoa, holy shit, that's what green beans taste like. So I think that there's a cultural component to understanding texture differently, and I think that maybe she grew up in a household where maybe they overcooked rice, as like that's just how it's always been done. That's how like her mom did it, her grandma did it. So that could be a component to this, because real good rice should kind of have like a resistance in the middle. They say al dente for pasta. It's kind of the same for rice, but there's an outside and an inside to rice. People don't know that. There's the, no, I hate to use a word that might make you giggle, but there's something called the endosperm, and it's one of the parts of a rice grain, and I don't know if it's the inside or the outside. I think the grain is the outside and the endo might be the inside. The point is, one of them gets hydrated at a different rate than the other, and in order for them to perfectly coincide, you have to have the perfect environment for that to happen. And sometimes it's boiling, sometimes it's just using a rice cooker, but either way, it might be that a perfect rice is a little more crunchy, to use a word that I can think of no alternative for. Yeah, it might just be a little crunchy, and that's actually good rice. Especially like in a risotto, you want to be able to taste the individual grains, and there's really a very razor thin margin of error between perfect risotto rice and either mush or popcorn. It's a thin line, but somebody's got to walk it. Oh, yeah, this was a really quick one, but that's a very easy answer. They could have been using canned potatoes or frozen potatoes, which means that there's way too much moisture being incorporated into them in order to sear them properly. So if you're trying to get like French fries or like hash browns out of something like that, you're almost always going to burn them. Sometimes manufacturers might put a coating of cornstarch or potato starch, which they might have, you know, tons of on the outside to keep them from clumping together, or to keep them from, like, I don't know, from breaking down, whatever the point is. Also, for a lot of those IQF frozen, individually quick frozen potato chunks, they are cooked. So if they're cooked, it means that they were likely boiled or steamed, which also means a lot of moisture has been incorporated into them. And moisture is the enemy of searing. So, yeah, a lot of factors at work here. But if you want to counteract that, you have to try and dry them out as much as possible. So I would liberally apply salt, get that pan searing hot so that it's like about to burst into flames. And then you're going to want to stand back and remove the pan from the flame and pour those potatoes in. Might flame up, but put it right back down and fry the ever-living shit out of them, or just roast them. Coat them in a bunch of oil and roast them. Actually do way better. Or just eat them as they are. You know? They're ready to eat right out of the can. They just taste better hot. You can just be like a guy riding the rails, you know? Opening up a can. I got a little can of potatoes. You know? Why you gotta take the trouble? Dirtying dishes. You're gonna have to scrape that one now, and now you're gonna like remove some of that coating, which already doesn't look very good. But that's fine. Cocinando como chef privado. Oh, private chef. Yep, here we go. All right, let me judge what you cooked.
This is what I cooked as a private chef in Beverly Hills. Very rarely, but once in a while, my
Beverly Hills,
different items. And it's my job to accommodate. One of my clients requested a pork chop, so I made sure I grabbed it the day before so I could do an overnight brine. Just some water, garlic.
So in the game of private chefing, clients will request specific things, and it's your job to push back a little bit if you think that things might not logistically work, or if they might look like how they did in that other charlatans video, the one that was making like mac and cheese in the foil container on the stovetop, so there's two different worlds, I suppose.
Garlic, salt, honey, thyme, and rosemary. I ended up having
okay, way too much work. See,
too much water like a dummy.
Another thing that I don't like about fucking private chefs is that they are goddamn scam artists. Okay, a lot of them are, and I would wager that most of the ones in Beverly Hills are. So what you're seeing here is he is driving up his costs. So the client just wanted a pork chop, just wanted one fucking pork chop.
Grabbed it the day
and like,
before so I could do an
I'm sorry.
overnight
And
brine.
what are
Just
you doing in
garlic,
this?
Salt, honey, thyme, and rosemary.
Water, garlic, salt, honey, thyme, rosemary. Like what? What? Are you trying to bankrupt your client? You know that shit costs money, right? Like that's A, out of touch, because you're probably not really a private chef. Whatever. I don't want to just levy a judgment like that. I don't know the person. It just seems scammy to me. Not only are you here doing a side hustle, making fucking content and trying to gain clout and recognition that way, not only promoting your business, but also trying to make ad sales probably. I don't know. I can't tell if they're doing that, but either way, it's scummy from top to bottom. And I fucking hate it. If you're a good chef, you're in a kitchen cooking. It tornadoes my potatoes. I gotta run some monos. I got an hour, that's fine. Not that bad. I do have to pee, so while that updates for some reason, did it come out today? The update? I guess maybe I haven't played in a couple of days. Anyway, I gotta pee, I'll be right back. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, she farted. Oh, and she looks so proud of herself. Gross. What? Oh, okay. I was like, what happened to Last Epoch? Oh, man. It's like it burns the nostrils. It is. Oh. What happened? Do I have to do friggin' drivers and video drivers? Is that gonna be a thing? Please tell me no. Please tell me no. Did the update come out today? Did I have time to prepare for this and I just didn't? Get in there, Last Epoch. You son of a bitch. Breaking news. Ah! Don't crash. Don't do it. Don't throw up. Sound like she was about to throw up. Don't do it. I don't know why I'm gonna try to karate chop it. Okay, alright, so far no crashes. I think we're good. Hey, Mazel Tov. Okay, so it's been a few days. I gotta remember where I'm at here. I am trying to complete the quest echoes. I believe is my current priority. I was able to create a loot filter finally. It's a little too loose, fuzzy, I guess you could say. but I'll rein it in. I don't think I have any resistances capped, nothing. I am just like, I am a wee fresh babe. Yeah, I'm still looking for, I'm gonna switch over to, where's mustache? It's not right here. We'll just run an echo. I can do the best echo. Which means I may die. Which means I may die in this. Oh, 61. We'll see. Oh yeah. Oh. No. Yep. I am rusty. I didn't get hurt, but my responses are not matching what my eyes are telling me. So the filter's a little loose. I don't know enough. Oh, that's why numlock isn't on. Jesus fucking. Am I evading now? Hello? There we go. Okay. Where was I? I was saying that I do not have a very strict loot filter, and I'm afraid that I've been missing some possibly important pieces. I don't know. I'm waiting for the falconer gloves, I believe. I don't remember what they're called, but it's a unique that I need, and it means that I can add a bunch of points. She farted again. God damn it, you stinky pup. Why do you do this? And what is she eating that makes her do that? Gross. Anyway. Oh, it's messes with my head. It's like a chemical attack. It's like an old dog, but she ain't old. She's like 7 months old. Something wrong with her intestines or something. Anyway, point being, I would love to switch over to the... Oh, hello. Oh, I would love to switch over to the bow that I have, even though it's not a perfect roll. Still a decent roll. I don't know why I would ever go into poison. It's aight. Why is... Okay, I feel like the mic's really low. I might just be stoned and have forgotten how I positioned it in the first place. That wasn't close. We did fine. Don't diminish my efforts. Okay. Don't diminish my efforts to me. So goals are to not die in this and finish the story echo, and then what? Then I think that just increases the difficulty, and then like the loot output. I don't know how this game works. I actually have not gotten a character like this far built in a few updates, let me tell you. So a lot of this stuff is kind of the first time around for me. Why did that? But yeah, I actually haven't played many rogues. I think I only had one. Let me know if the game volume is not loud enough, because it might not be. I have it pretty low, just in general. And I can barely hear it in my earphones right now. That should be good. What are you doing? Hey! What are you eating? Oh, please don't be chewing on the sweatshirt. Oh no, she ate the zipper out of this thing. Why? Are you eating metal? Oh my god. dog is crazy. Crazy. Eat this. It's poison. Shoot on. Ay, ay, ay. She's still like kind of teething. It's like a dog version of teething, I guess. So she is just trying to chew on so much stuff right now. She just chewed my wife's sweater thing. Like I mean, it doesn't zip up that far normally, but there's like a little zip. Now she can't use it, even if she wanted to. I guess she was saying like F you for something, but I didn't do anything. It's probably my wife, like, I guess maybe did something. I don't know. So this is the bow. Increased poison damage. Not a perfect roll. But that's a good bow, let me tell you. And beyond that, I really just need to cap resistances and get... I don't even have the boots or the gloves. Oh my god. Okay, so I still have a bit left. There's a few pieces of gear that I need to get, but I got plenty of stuff for shattering. I have the bow. I have the early build stuff. Nest of Nightmares. Like, that's a decent mace. I might use that on another character too. Look at that thing. And then the Kestrel's good. I would love to upgrade this though. This would be, I guess, another one on the list. Damn, I guess I'm real far behind. All right, well. 108, yeah, let's get to work. Which one just got Weaver touch stuff? This one? I don't think any of those. Yes, yeah, eat those. Perfect. Eat the toys, not the furniture or the clothes. That's a bad thing. All right. Vitality I can shatter. Physical I can shatter. Don't need that. Health. Don't need dodge rating and armor. Melee. Throwing. Don't need that. That. And don't need that. Alright. Deposit stuff into my garbage bin. Boop, 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 boop. And here we go. Do I want? I don't think I have an idol that needs to be enchanted. And I don't know if there's other functionality that I would be missing. But we shall see. I'll know if I made a mistake. And then this is real loud now. Like, why is the music loud all of a sudden? Oh, I might die. Ooh. You know, why does it feel like the music in the other tab is so loud? I don't like it. Probably should just, you know, wait till it's safe to do that. Yeah, you chew up that lamb chop. I don't know what False Water Fury is, and I'm still looking for the boots and the gloves and a chest upgrade and a quiver and okay, so maybe I'm looking for a lot of different things. That's okay. What's that spider thing? Is that like is that a thing? I don't know what that is. Well, I don't know of any rings that I need. That's potentially less than good. But plenty of shards. Oh, well, that, I mean, that would be good for any poison build I ended up doing. So, not altogether a bad idea. Okay, Mr. Mammoth. Again, I don't think I really need anything from that tomb. Am I missing out on like I guess potential gear, but other than that, am I missing out on anything by not going in there? It is essentially like a separate or another map to harvest, right? I'm low on drops, I guess. I don't know. What's the going philosophy? Is that like is there a thing? What's the spider thing again? Did I ever address that? Oh, that's the tomb of the, I get it. Tomb of the erased. Keep running out of the smoke cloud. I gotta stay in that thing. Stay in the smoke cloud. Unique. One-handed sword, definitely not the type of weapon I need. Rail. Skeptry. Trying to phonetically pronounce that. Doesn't really work. What's that purple thing? What's that purple thing? Sell that, right? Do they get any more money than regular gear? That is a good question. How do people make money in this game? I just assumed it was selling gear you don't need. That's what I've been doing. Oh, see, I'm giving them a taste of their own medicine. Yeah, take that. Ray of Death. Enjoy. Trader's Tongue. Is that... That might be better than my current weapon. This is the only way I know how to compare. If there's a better way, let me know. With Trader's to parry chance. Criticals with Trader's Tongue equipped in the offhand. Oh, okay. That might be cool. Pretty sure that's a little bit more powerful than what I got. Well, cool. That's an upgrade. I'll take that one. So, crit chance, I believe. Which... I think I have some abilities that have, like that stack. What is it? There's one that stacks your crit chance. Do not remember what it is. Come on, you dead yet? What's happening, guys? Are we just my falcon? Are you not like performing? You're supposed to be a companion, you know? Thank you. So I don't know if I am not like a normal, you know, I don't stream competitive AARPGs, so I don't know if there's like a go fast mode to what I'm doing. But sorry if I'm not. Ooh, unique. Sorry if I'm not engaging in that. What is it? A unique item. Okay, well that's fine. A unique item is better than no unique item. So we'll shoot for that. I mean, other than you know, just not really stopping for loot and or I mean really much of anything. There's really no, like, I don't know like how people do the, you know, lightning fast movement through everything. Maybe they're like cheesing movement, or maybe they're upgrading movement with like boots or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'll learn eventually. I just know that you have to cycle through your abilities so that you can traverse through the map quickly, because using your abilities is part of this mechanic that refreshes cooldowns. It's very hard to talk and kill at the same time. But yeah, that's how you play this. Building momentum. And you're supposed to stay in that cloud. But for whatever reason, I just have the instinct to not do so. The most heavily damaging attack here, if you didn't notice, is the aerial assault. It's very powerful. Launches all kinds of little doohickeys, little spinny dudes. Nope, don't want to get caught in that. And they just explode all over the place, which is real cool. And then I think they detonate your other ones that are already spinning, but I may be mistaken. I don't want the humming bee, I think is what that thing is called. And this cloud is supposed to be used for, did I get it? Yeah. And the cloud is supposed to be used for when you want to like really fuck them up, because then it creates shadows, and that's really cool, and I like that. Thank you. That's my TED Talk. I don't know why I'm beelining for the tomb. Really, I'm just trying to get this done. Remember, gotta go fast. As fast as possible. Get out of here, Bass. Okay, echo down. Echo down. And let's put the uniques away, and I'm just gonna start selling shit now because I have probably almost reached my limit of storage space. No. And I'm still looking for potential upgrades.
Yes.
Nope. 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 Oh, I hope I didn't throw away any uniques. I am just the kind of person that would forget that or do that accidentally. All right, she's going crazy. She's going crazy again. Unique, here we come. And watch, this will be the one that I die on. Oh my god, toes. She's crazy. I do remember something about these serpents doing a lot of poison damage, but I think I have enough dodge and some ward per second so that I can at least protect against that. I don't know if I have any lifesteal. I don't think I have any health on hit or anything like that either. Oh, I do have return health, right? Yeah, return health on aerial assault, so I guess that's doing the heavy lifting. Oh, damn. Helmet, gloves, and body armor? Was it like a green lizard or something? Oh, look, he's got the... That's the whole thing. Was it the last bear that I just killed? Like, what happened? Why was he wearing his entire outfit? That's messed up, man. That's like grave robbing, right? Aw, come on, man. That's not what I need. And now I've got 2 of these. Sweet. 404, gold not found. All right, last story echo. Oh yeah, this is the boss one. Okay, what do I have to do again? Destroy all cell vessels. That was one. I could have just stayed there and did that, but that's fine. Need to do that. We're fine. Really, I'm supposed to be using the traversal move. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Okay. Please don't kill me. I care not for your magical shield, my friend. Thank you. Oh, blessing. What? Unique drop rate. Hello. Okay. I haven't played since this was a thing. I guess I'm looking for uniques. What? How do I? What is the purple ring surrounding them? Oh, I guess there's a whole thing. Oh, hello? No? Alright. Well. We'll just go with that one. I'm getting too many Instagram notifications. This dog keeps farting. It's insane. Did I make a irreversible decision just then? We shall see. We shall see. Okay. Perfect. Another text message? I hate that. It's like when you think you might have an important text and then your phone is like password required. You son of a bitch. I think there was a particular way I was supposed to go, and I do not remember now. Crap. What was it? Well, whatever. I think you can pretty much switch directions anytime you want. Haven of Silk. A town? What? Can I go there? Can I go to there? Sorry, I'm just familiarizing myself with this stuff here. I think it's the Black Sun timeline that I need to go for. I don't know. I'll refamiliarize myself when the stream is over. Okay. 66. Oh. What level am I again? Try to be careful. Taking it easy. Making sure not to get too crazy. Because with my resistances, I could probably get one shot. That's where we're at. Especially by some of these guys. Let's make sure to take those out real quick. Thank you. I don't like those guys when they do the big little poundy thing. Big little poundy thing. I don't know why I said that. Very strange. Well, we've got these abomination guys, so I think we're on the right path here. At least it doesn't look like we're in the Majasan Desert. That's right, I'm a lore guy. I'm not. I wish it were. Okay, don't kill me, please. I only have 20 ward now. Oh no. Okay, I can't keep stopping to pick up these items. Guys, come on. I know I'm sitting on points for skills right now for some reason. Not because I want to. Okie doke. Lots of gold. And put the unique away. Don't think I need any of these. Nope. Sell the rest.
Yes.
Pink, 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 pink.
Take care.
And away we go. I think of these, we're probably gonna look lifts more than anything. I have a lot of armor shred, an increase to armor shred, and I think haste has an increase to armor shred. So where we're stacking up armor shred, it would be great if we could like change the echoes to things like resistances or life. So because I get a feeling that this power is gonna like it isn't feeling like it has already plateaued, but it will at some point, and I just want to prepare for that. Because I haven't been picking up upgrades, I've really just been switching things out for uniques. Unique relic, ooh. What is that? Oh, I mean, that's cool, but... I mean, that's cool. I can't use it, but that's cool. And if I could, I'd have no reason to. See, that poison and bleed, that is what scares me. I do not have any of these specific resistances. See, I for some reason do not have the purple items. What is the class of those? Are they exalted? I'm not sure, because I don't have those in the loot filter, so they don't show up at any point. Okay, get rid of you guys. Come on. I don't need you around here. Okay, they do show up. I guess if my affixes are correct, they show up. I'm learning as I go. Certainly never created my own loot filter, that's for damn sure. See you looking all shiny. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. At some point, you're supposed to just stop using... you're supposed to stop using the skill altogether and just let the aerial assault cast it for you, but... build's not quite there yet. I think it needs cooldown reduction. I think that's the one key that we're looking for here. Major CDR, man. Major CDR, okay? Did I get... I was supposed to get idols. Did I get idols? Oh, glyphs. God damn it. That's fine. There was still a chance I probably could have gotten a glyph of ascendance, so maybe not that much of a loss. Affix shards. I don't need affix shard. Whatever. I do need bows and quivers, or at least a quiver. I'm quivering in my boots. I don't have any water left. I had enough for a sip. Plus 20 to dexterity. Damn, girl. That's nice. That it, yeah, it makes things a little bit trivial, yeah. Do I see any good pieces of gear? Nope. Wait, Portal Champion leather mask. Haste after use evade and dodge rating while using. Probably not worth it. Oh yeah. I like purple items. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Don't kill me. I'm trying to get this gear here. Don't do it. Come on, man. Just leave me alone for like 2 seconds. Okay. That was almost very dangerous for me, Mr. Mans. Did I get another like full set? Are they just what is happening? Is this a bug? Why? This is the second full set to drop. Is this the universe telling me that I need to play a druid? Very confusing. Void amalgamation. And that's how you do that. Okay, gotta get a bunch of shards I don't need. Well, not necessarily don't need. I could make use of them, I suppose. Where are we at for this one? I just want to see them gone from my screen. I will upgrade them in due time. But we rolling. My faithful falcon. I like alliteration. Oh, there's a unique over there. I think it's called a fallen champion. Does it say? No. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called a fallen champion. Nemesis? Nemesis. Also, you can crit with potions. I mean, that's good. That's darn good, but I don't want it. That's a pretty good one. I don't need that right now. That's not what I need. What I need, oh, hello, is CDR. I need resistances. You have plenty of health, right? I think I have a good amount of health. So I need resistances. And I'm losing my train of thought. Why am I backtracking? They were getting there with, I think, CDR. I think we're getting there with CDR. I think there's like a skill that actually depends on what skill is in what place on the action bar. I think that's how they determine. Oh, bow staff. Well, that's cool. That'd be cool if I was doing a shuriken build. Another unique. Damn, girl. Urethra stand. Like a bit of an inappropriate name. Lot of dinosaurs in this map. I think it's a conspiracy. By Big Gasoline. Don't touch me. Quiver? Oh. Neither of those look good. Okay, don't need that, don't need that. Don't need these again. Don't need chance to ignite. Don't need critical strike chance. Good shard, don't need bow damage. Can you shard these? Let's see. Yes, you can. Okay. Bow damage. Yes, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I do need bow damage. Because that will go good. That will go well on the bow. No, you can't engrave uniques. Son of a bitch. Whatever, it's fine. We'll just sell the rest of the shit. Sell, sell, sell. And then put that in storage and continue on our way. Oh, I gotta get that chest. Winged Blade. More uniques would be great. That would be just ideal. Pretty much the most amazing thing ever. But I guess that is not in the cards. Fine. Fine. And then we'll get, I guess, more shards. Very unimpressive rewards so far. Though I think what a unique has dropped every map now. Okay, don't do that. That's gonna kill me, and I don't like that. See, this is why I don't like those guys. They're very mean. Okay. I see you, Mr. Glowy guy. Okay. Can you see, this is why I'm saying I don't like these guys. They're very mean. Can you just think? Oh, come on. They just can't leave me alone. I want to collect my stuff. Thank you. No, don't need that. Did you drop anything good? No? Nope. Assassins would be good. But I just don't have any use for shattering right now. Oh, dear God. Oh, quiver. What did it? What was it? I can't look at it right now. Okay, just leave me alone for long enough to look at this. Nope. Don't, you stay away. Wasted that move. Oh, another chance for unique. Like, I only need like 3 or 4. Come on, RNG gods. Let's pay attention to my prayers. Let's do this thing. Okay. Come on. All right. Just leave me alone for a second, guys. Just like 2 seconds. I just need 1 moment to look at this. Okay, and just determine if it's something, and then we can get back to fighting. Alchemist Ladle, no. Bastards. Don't need a bow. Don't need an offhand. Don't necessarily need a belt unless it's a massive upgrade. I keep standing and stuff I shouldn't be, you know? Not a smart strategy. Okay, we're always learning and relearning. Gauntlets, belt, boots, and axe. No, sir. Dodge rating. I need like throwing damage, but health is good. Health regeneration, not necessarily anymore. More for ward and resistances. Not helmets, but we can do the story element, or the story echoes next. Not helmets. The devoured armory. I wish there was a goose build where you like honked at the bad guys. That'd be cool. I won't go back. You'll go to death. Crazy. Frenzy. I think I have increased effective haste by like a lot, so I'm gonna hold on to that. When I upgrade my chest piece, okay, I know I'm standing right there. Don't worry. Take care of you real quick. Don't worry. I know you're coming back. All good. All good. Where was I? Oh, bees. That would be a good build. Shaman, I guess. I think that's a bee build, or druid. Can't remember. What was I looking at? Gonna look at something. Now I don't remember. That's what happens when you don't get a full night's sleep. Your memory sucks. And I have not had a full night's sleep in... Wow. Yes, sir. Just stop summoning, guys. Please. Good, sir. Echo conquered, but let's get this guy. I still have not... Rune of Ascendance, hell yes, thank you. Where are some boots? Where are some boots? Boop, 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 boots. Actually, I think it's gloves I need the most. Any old gloves. Any old gloves. Gloves, we got gloves. Let's get some gloves. Any old gloves. Glove, glove, glove. String shard. Gloves, gloves, gloves. Nope, that's it. He moves towards the mouse. Boots, hat, chest, axe. I need gloves. Will you drop me some gloves? Yes. Okay. I'm pretty sure that you can use any... Nope. Damn it. Oh, I have 3 more? Hell yeah, okay. Oh, damn. All right. And then I can even, like, upgrade Weaver's Touch, too. Didn't realize that. There could be an upgrade in here. If not, I'll just sell them. Why not, you know? Dexterity, health, dexterity, health. Shadow Cascade, meh. Hat. Outcast hat. Regen and good for shattering, but I really am not shattering anything else anymore. I mean, I might as well sell those. I will never use them. Isadora's grave, chill. So, I really don't care that I accidentally sold that. Completely honestly. Story Echo. Oh, snippy snap. This music is always very interesting when it gets like towards the middle of the tracks. There, quickly, flee! Boots. No, I don't need boots. That's what it was. What was it? It was gloves. I need gloves. Gloves? No. Any gloves? No gloves. Okay, that's... Where are you, brave citizen? Don't worry, don't kill me. Don't do it. Nope, no sash. Nope, don't need that. I need gloves. Gloves, 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 gloves. Glove, glove, glove. We'll find him. We'll find him. Run! I left the guy behind back there. Yeah, I don't like you guys. You shoot lasers at me. I don't like that. That's why you gotta go first. Run, get out of here. Battle axe. And I still need... Nope, not a... Okay, why would you do that? That's not nice. Don't do that. Still need gloves. Gloves? No. Gloves, gloves? No. We'll get him. I feel like a glove salesman. Gloves, gloves, gloves. Okay, oh, and I jumped right into that. Good. Good. I jumped like just straight up into a circle that I saw was probably gonna kill me, and I didn't really do anything to avoid it. But you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes, you know. Gloves. Gloves. Oh, and I sold some gloves too, probably, right? I know I sold those, but those are so stinky, we don't want them. Oh, and I probably have some gloves in here. That's the other reason why I was saving items. is so that I could have a little farm slot. I think that's way more than I have of shards, but let's do it anyway. Or runes? Rune of Ascendance? Yeah, runes. Already have those. Oh my god, I already have those, like, too many of. Oh no, I don't think those are the ones I need. They might be. Let me double check. Because I think I still throw shurikens. Shurikens. I think I still throw them with one of these. How do you spell shurikens? Shuriken. S-H-U-R-I. So other than okay, I guess no, nothing in there. That one? No. No. I thought I had a skill. I mean, I have many skills, but I thought I had a skill on here that launched shurikens. With attacks, but I guess not. Is that a passive? Probably not in there. Definitely not in there. Definitely not in there. Huh. Maybe a piece of my gear? No. No. Weird. Okay, I don't know. I thought there was some component in my build that included shurikens, but I guess not. It might be in the boots, maybe. I have one more rune, don't I? Boots. No, I do not. Okay, that's fine. Okay, well. Definitely made some progress. Upgraded a few things. I think I got the gloves I needed, but I think it has nothing to do with the shurikens or whatever. But I think it has everything to do, if you'll notice, the 127% chance to poison on throwing hit. That's pretty big. And then critical strike multiplier. That's also pretty big. So yeah, those are definitely going to find a home with me right now, but I think they're the things I need. I think so. There's some aspect of this build that has shooting shurikens with some attack. I just can't find it. But I feel like it's somewhere. Poison chance, and I already have poison chance? Yeah, so that bow, with each equipped dagger. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out. Anyway, the point of all of this is basically, I know it feels like I'm wrapping up, and I am. I am wrapping up. It's 1:56, it's about to be 2 o'clock, and this is a damn good place to start, or stop. Good, I said that. Anyway, thank you so much for staying. If you stayed, thank you so much for joining. If you joined, or if you're watching this at a later date, I much appreciate it. Please keep in mind that growing channels do need to ask people to like and subscribe. I know it's obnoxious, but I have been encouraged to say it, so I'm going to say it. Please do that. And, you know, I only ask that you really watch, but if you got something out of anything, out of any of this, then I'm eternally thankful. That's awesome, and I appreciate it. So, yeah, stream's over. Get the fudge out of here. I know.